All right. All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So praise to the Heavenly Father, name is unbegotten Son, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. This is, of course, your brother Ratazach, back with my brother Dawadah.
Shalom, shalom.
So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna talk. All right. So basically, what the topic is basically, it's not about your age, right? And what do I mean by that? Meaning, you see a lot of elders how they look down upon the youth, right? Because they feel like we don't know too much or we haven't experienced much.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that the Lord ain't using the young ones. That doesn't mean that we can't, out, quote unquote, outsmart an elder, right? I'm talking about elder in age, by the way, too, because, sometimes, sometimes the elders feel like they know it all, but they don't know everything, right? Especially when it comes down to this truth. A lot of our elders, they have failed us, right? Again, I'm not talking about elders in the truth. I'm talking about elders in general, like the elderly, right? And they look down upon us because we're young, right? They don't think that we know what's going on. They think we're stupid.
Right.
So when it comes down to this truth, the Most High called up young ones. He called up young men to handle this. He told them, like, look, these niggas, the elders, man, they failed. They didn't do their job. So now it's an upbringing of the young men. Most High is calling up these young men, and of course, the sisters too. Is where he just waking us up little by little. So again, it's not about your age, and it's not about, it's not about, I'm 550, I'm 5 years in the truth, versus I'm 50 years in the truth, right? You could learn a lot from someone who's been in the truth for 3 months, someone who's been in the truth for 15 years. It doesn't matter. I'm saying what matters is that you keep the laws of God, and you obtain his wisdom, his knowledge, and understanding, and that's what's going to make you shine amongst everybody. You know what I'm saying? Amongst the nations, amongst, amongst your people. People are going to look at you and say, there's something different about this person, right? And that just comes with being diligent and having patience and having the right guidance. Because we didn't have guidance when we was learning this truth like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have the I'm gonna be honest, like, my parents didn't teach me this truth. I had to learn it from some people in the street. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know about Yahweh or Yahweh Shai until the camps, right? GMS, right? Men of Valor, DTA, HOI, UPK, so on and so forth, right? The camps that was outside in the streets, they was putting this work. And I remember watching The Passion of the Christ, and I was like, yo, I want to do that. I want to be out there in the streets. And I mean, I asked my mom one time, I was like, yo, how come they getting killed for doing that? Oh, they in the street and everything. And I'm like, they getting killed and stuff for preaching, for saying the truth. But yeah, we going to church, and that ain't happening. The church is, you're being protected by a building. You ain't outside. You know what I'm saying? And when they see the young men, when we go out there, the point I'm making is that we go out there, we young men, we soldiers, we dress militant, we behave militant, right? It's like this certain fear that they have on them or whatever, and then when they look at us, they just feel like it's an organized gang, right? Let's call us brigands, basically, right? We're an organized gang of young men, right? But would you have young men? Would you rather have young men killing and shooting each other, robbing one another, gentrifying the community? Or would you rather have young Black and Hispanic men speaking up against what's going on in our Black communities, what's going on in the Hispanic community, restoring our homes again, teaching them they got to keep the laws of God? Because I'm gonna be honest, a lot of you people that are not on board with, you and Israelite, the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native, you're not doing anything for the Black community at all. I don't care how much time you put in food drive and all that other stuff. You ain't doing nothing for the Black community.
Thanks.
Because what's going on is that you're doing something that's, you took a day out and fed the poor.
Right.
What about the rest of the other 360 plus days in a year? You didn't do shit for the Black community. There's nothing you're doing that's going to contribute to helping our people and restoring our communities back. What the Most High is doing is taking young black men, young Hispanic men, and raising them up as bold lions and being priests to their community, being kings again, teaching and being judges, and showing what the elders couldn't show us what to do. And we're trying to make it where the next generation that comes up understands this is what you need to be equipped with. The laws of the Most High, because the law is literally, thou shalt not murder. You just eliminated all crimes in your community. Thou shalt not steal. More you just eliminated. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor, right? Or whatever that neighbor has, right? Keep the Sabbath day holy. Imagine that we had a whole day, like you go to Jewish communities and they have a whole day, the Sabbath day, what they say Friday, Saturday, and they don't do anything. They're just at home and it's quiet. Why is it that we don't have a day of rest? You're not doing anything for the community. So what? You feed the poor. So what? You give someone a job. So what? You give someone a home. Okay, cool. That's cool. That's great. Then what? How do we get liberated from what we're in? Because there's systematic racism in our community. We get gentrified the most. We're not protected. So what the hell are y'all doing? The elders the elders have failed us. And it's our job as young black and Hispanic men to do what they didn't do. They failed, so we have to accomplish and finish the mission. And God called up young black and Hispanic men to do this job that he want. Now, of course, you got elders amongst us too. And the elders that have taught us from GMS, from SICARII, from HOI, from WFI, right? And you look at the brothers from WFI, those are young brothers. Look at the brother from SICARII. These are young brothers. We call them elders because they've been elders. They've been in the truth for a long time. Right. I'm almost 10 years, so I would be considered what you call an elder, technically. Right. But I'm only 28 years old, going on 29 soon. But again, it's not about your age. Sirach 42 verse 8. Let's go with let's see what the Bible says about about age and what is more important. Is it the age or the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that the individual or the group or the community, the people have? Right? Let's read.
Ecclesiasticus 42 and 8. Be not ashamed to inform the unwise and foolish.
Right. Don't be ashamed to inform the unwise and foolish. And a lot of you people you're without the law. You don't have a right spirit. Your soul is tainted. You're with sin. We need to get you out of sin. So it's time for us to read that again from the top. It's time for us to come back to this, right? Go ahead.
Be not ashamed to inform the unwise and foolish.
Don't be ashamed to inform the unwise and the foolish. The unwise, you elders, y'all been unwise. Now y'all have wisdom, but the wisdom that y'all carry isn't the wisdom of God. You guys have a certain wisdom, because what is wisdom? Wisdom is obtained by experience. You guys have multiple experiences because you've been here on the earth longer than we have, but you don't know the will of God. And that's why he uses the youth to teach the so-called wise, right? So we're not ashamed to inform the unwise and the foolish. And the reason why it calls you unwise, like again, you don't keep the law. If you're without the law, you don't have the wisdom of God. You have wisdom of experience, but you don't have wisdom of God. Right? Go ahead.
God. And the extreme age that contendeth with those that are young.
Right. So the extreme age, talking about you elders, right? And those that contend with those that are young. But again, the Most High is using the young ones to teach the elders and teach the new young ones that are coming up. He's using us. Doesn't mean he can't use your elder, because I know they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but that's not the point when it comes to when it comes to the Most High. The Most High could do whatever he wants. He could take someone that's old and use them. And he could take, like, again, when like iron sharpeneth iron, right? So we could learn from one another. I learn from the elder, you learn from the young one. The young one can teach the elder can teach the young. We both, you know what I'm saying, we can what's the word I'm looking for? We can help equip each other with more knowledge, right? We can get more understanding.
Right.
right? Some like the elders that don't know how to use a flip phone. Oh, they didn't know how to use a flip phone. You didn't know how to use an iPhone. My mama didn't know how to use an iPhone like that. What did we do? We taught her. So there's things that we can teach you, and there's things that you can teach us.
Of course.
Due to what? Experience.
Right.
Now the experience that we have in the truth, you don't have that. So when we tell you this is what God wants you to do, you say nah. But then there's Christians that understand this part, that the Most High is gonna give your sons and your daughters dreams, and they shall dream dreams and have visions, and I will put they're gonna see prophecies, they're gonna be prophesying. But yeah, y'all think that we're crazy, but this is in the Bible that we all read together.
Right. True.
So you're telling me that the young ones don't know nothing, yet the Most High uses the young cats to bring. Like, give me the next verse, Jeremiah 1:4, GNT. Look at Jeremiah, a brother who was a powerful prophet, one of the major prophets in the Bible. Everybody know Jeremiah, right? Let's read this. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 1:4.
In the GNT, go ahead.
The Lord said to me, I chose you before I gave you life.
Before he was even brought into this world, he already chose this man, Jeremiah. In the womb, before he was even put in his mother's womb, I knew you. Go ahead.
And before you were born, I selected you to be a prophet to the nations.
I selected you. Before you was even born, you was already ordained to be a prophet. Go ahead.
I answered, Sovereign Lord, I don't know how to speak.
I don't even know how to speak. I'm a baby. Go ahead.
I am too young. But the Lord said to me, do not say that you are too young.
Just like Moses, when I'll do a quick comparison. Moses said, I can't speak to no people. They ain't gonna listen to me. Jeremiah's like, I don't know what to say. Right? I'm young. I don't even know what can I do? The Most High God said what?
Salakia. Do not say that you are too young.
Don't say that you're too young. Right? Go ahead.
But go to the people I sent you.
Just go to who I sent you to. Right? Go ahead.
And tell them everything I commanded you to say.
Tell these people everything that I told you to say. And that's exactly what we do. When we hit the streets, Most High give us this message. We hit the streets and we tell it to the people. Go ahead.
Do not be afraid of them.
Don't be afraid. Come on.
For I will be with you to protect you.
Go ahead.
I, the Lord, have spoken.
Go ahead.
Then the Lord reached out, touched my lips, and said to me, listen, I am giving you the words you must speak.
I'm going to give you the words you must speak. Not your father, not your mother. I'm going to give you the words that what I need you to tell my people. Whether they're old or young, unwise, wise, the foolish and the non-foolish and the fools. Go ahead.
Today I give you authority over nations and kingdoms.
Wait, he gave this young man. He gave him authority. When people say to us, who gave you the authority? God. Why do you think we go out and prophesy? I didn't choose this. He told me to go do it. I could have been home still doing the same shit I was doing before. But God told me, no, you go hit these streets. I woke you up for a purpose. You could have still been a Christian being brain dead in that damn church. But instead, I woke you up. And you do what I tell you to do. And I ordained you to have power over these nations. You're going to be the judge. And they're going to look at you. Oh, this young nigga? Look when they look at King David. This little nigga? Him? King David? He ain't doing shit. Man, choose one of us. Yeah, when they all stepped up to Goliath, they're like, nah, David, you got it. A young boy. See what I'm saying? It don't make no sense when we say, oh, a young nigga. Oh, okay. Well, this young nigga killed that nigga. They'll kill that Goliath. Now what? So it's not about that. You got your Hawashai at like 12 years old already teaching and learning in the synagogue already, teaching other people. At 12. Nigga 12 years old already. Yo, you got getting the knowledge, he trying to, understanding. So it's not too late it's never too early to learn. It's never too late to learn. People like to say, I want to live my life before I come to the No, you're not promised. You're not promised tomorrow. You do that now while you're still young in your youth. And I'm going to get some precept on that too. But go ahead, keep reading.
Come on. I'm reading again. Today I give you authority over nations and kingdoms to uproot and to pull down.
To uproot, to pull down, go ahead.
To destroy and to overthrow. To build and to plant.
Come on. That's it on there?
Yeah.
Come on. Give me the next one. Psalm 8 and 2.
Con. Psalms 8 and 2.
Go ahead.
Out of the mouth of babes.
Out of the mouth of babes. What's a babe? What's a babe? A young one. A little one. Right? Go ahead.
And sucklings haste thou ordained.
What's a suckling? The baby that sucks milk from their mother's breast. Go ahead.
Strength because of thine enemies.
Right, and because of these, how many enemies I got to use these young men now. Now I got to bring up the young men because these elders, they didn't listen. So the young men, now they going to listen. I'm going to put my spirit, I'm going to pour my spirit onto all flesh, and you going to listen to what I tell you. That all, of course, all doesn't mean all. All is there's also a limit when it comes to all. Right? It's not all doesn't always mean all. When I say all, I'm talking about all the Israelites. Right? And of course, not all Israel is going to understand it. So when I say all, I'm talking about these selected ones that God already has ordained to hear this and speak this knowledge and teach the people. Right? Go ahead. That's it on that?
No, there's more.
Go ahead.
That thou mightest still, thou mightest still the enemy and the avenger. Right.
Now, so give me Wisdom of Solomon 10 and 21. G&T. Right? So because the Most High, he's choosing these young men. He's bringing up these young men to confound the so-called wise people, right? Make them looking stupid, right? Go ahead.
There's the There's the book of the Wisdom of Solomon 10 and 21. Wisdom gave speech to those who could not speak.
Right. We just read this in Jeremiah. He didn't know how to speak, so the Most High God said, "Don't say because you're too young that you can't talk. I got you. I'm gonna provide the wisdom for you, so that way when you speak, it's not you that speak, it's me that speaks through you." So he could use these young men, like myself, like my brother, like the brothers in WFI. A lot of young brothers in WFI. Right? Like the brothers in NHOI, like SICARII, like UPK, right? Like SOT. I can keep going. There's so many there's camps that I hadn't even heard of, and I'm like, man, a lot of young brothers in there, right? Go ahead.
Con. She even caused babies to Salakia.
Read that. Go ahead.
She even caused babies to speak clearly.
She even caused babies to speak clearly. What did we just read in Psalm 8 and 2? He chose babes out of the mouth of babes. You're going to speak this in wisdom. What does it call us babes? Meaning, finish this off, and I'm going to show you guys something real quick. I'm going to show you what I'm going to show you. That's it on that? Yeah. Give me the verse. Give me Numbers 1 and 18. I just want to show something. Because I remember when she brought this out too, right? And it got me looking at it. And now when I look at this verse, I see it. So I see it differently. I'm like, yo, this is... Watch this. Read that.
This is Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month.
Read.
And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
Read on.
According to the number of the names from 20 years old.
From what? How many years old?
From 20 years old.
20 years old. Go ahead.
And upward by their polls.
So from 20 years old, you're considered at that time a man. Anyone below 20 is what? A babe. So look at these brothers that are coming up. 16, 17, 14 years old, 13, 19, 18, right? Well, turning 20. Brothers that just got in at the age of 20. These are babes. Most High using babes. He using the babes to confound the so-called wise. That's why I say making wise the simple. We gonna get that too. Go back to Wisdom of Solomon, get 8, verse 8. Salakia, chapter 8, verse 8 to 10. Wisdom of Solomon 8, verse 8 to 10. Go ahead.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 8. If a man desire much experience.
If a man desires much experience, read.
She knoweth things of old.
And what's the she? It's talking about wisdom. Because wisdom it comforts like a mother, like a wife, a pillar of rest, right? And that's what we're supposed to be married to is wisdom, right? Go ahead, read on.
And conjectureth aright what is to come. She knoweth the subtitles of speeches.
She knows the subtitles of speeches. That's like a movie when you don't know what they're saying and the subtitles come up. You're like, oh, that's what they're saying. Right, go ahead.
Salakia. And can expound dark sentences.
And I can understand the deep sayings. I understand the secrets. I understand the mysteries now because wisdom provided that for me. This woman, that's why wisdom, your first wife, that's why men are always going to be polygynous, because the first wife you get is wisdom. The second one is the woman that the Most High gives you. And of course, the third, fourth, whatever woman that Most High wants to give you, you know, but that's the polygynous right there. Your first, so I got two wives. I got the Bible and I got my actual wife. Go ahead, read on.
She foresees signs and wonders.
She's going to foresee signs and wonders. I'm talking about the prophetic spirit, which is the spirit of Yahweh Shai. Read.
And the events of seasons and times.
And come on.
Verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, I proposed to take her to me to live with me.
Right. I proposed to her. I married her. I took her and I said, this is going to be my wife. I want you to live with me. I want you to stay with me. I want you to give me more of you. Go ahead.
Knowing that she would be a counselor of good things.
Are you reading the KJV or this is GNT?
This is Salakia. I'm not sure if this is GNT or...
Wait, are you in the notes? Or you...
Yeah, in the notes.
Oh, that's fine. Go ahead. Read on.
And a comfort in cares and grief.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 10, for her sake I shall have estimation among the multitude.
So because of her sake, I will have what?
Estimation among the multitude.
So I'm gonna be able to decipher. I'm gonna be able to be I'm gonna be able to Salakia. Read that one more time, Salakia. My brain just farted. Go ahead.
For her sake, I shall have estimation among the multitude.
So because of her sake, I'm gonna be able to teach the multitude. I'm gonna be able to what's the word I'm looking for?
This be a number of
trying to figure out what I'm trying to find the word. Like there's words in my head, I just can't say it. But basically what it's saying is that because of this wisdom, I'm able to like, for example, I'll give an example. When I'm out in the streets, when there's a multitude, I'm able to estimate, right? I'm able to keep up with the time, to divide it, to control the conversation, to lead you to what I'm trying to show you, to basically show you what we're trying to say, right? To expound upon wisdom, to expound more on the conversation, right? So we can both get edification. Like I said earlier, iron is sharpening iron. So you teach me, I can teach you, right? Go ahead.
And honor with the elders, though I be young.
Right, and I can have honor with the elders, though I be what?
Young.
And though I be young, I can still have honor amongst the elders. That's why you see young brothers like Chief Priest Elazar, aka Gorilla Hebrew, like Deacon Hakah, like Captain Tazma. And these brothers, they, you know what I'm saying, they 20s, 30s, and they're amongst elders like the brothers from HODC, right? Bunch of elders in there, right? I'm talking about elders in age and elders in the truth. Like Priest Tahar in GMS, right? You got elders like Elder Zabak, Elder Priest Zabak in HOY. And you got young brothers, and we're what? Read that last part again with the elders.
So like it. And honor.
And we're gonna have honor amongst who?
The elders.
We're gonna have honor amongst elders. Go ahead.
Though I be young.
And though I be young. They gonna look at us like no, you guys are the new elders. Y'all the new ones that's gonna teach this truth now.
Of course.
And with that, the eldership comes a lot of responsibility. And who said we can't do it? I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. We all can do this. Now, give me 1 Timothy 4:12.
It's the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 4, verse 12. Let no man despise thy youth.
Don't let nobody discriminate you because you're young. Go ahead.
But be thou an example of the believers.
Be an example to all other believers, right? Go ahead.
In word.
In word.
In conversation.
In conversations.
In charity.
In charity. Be charitable. In what?
In spirit.
Your spirit, got to keep it clean. Go ahead.
In faith.
In your faith is shown by your action. Read.
In purity.
And be pure. Keep the law. That's going to be your wisdom in the sight of the nation. That's your light. That's your armor in the sight of the enemy. This is your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. This is what's going to get you and draw you closer to the Most High God, and He will accept you if you do what He tells you to do. Now, give me Matthew 7:6 because it's 7 and 6. Yeah, 7 and 6.
7 and 6.
Because your fruit, your
16.
16, Salakia. Because it's about the fruit of the Spirit. And your fruit of the Spirit is shown through your action, through how this person is. That's how we're able to, like, for example, you get a rib, or you see some woman, you got to make sure that y'all court, get to know the person and stuff. You know what I mean? Now, of course, it's not always like that. I'm gonna be real, because you got Isaac, who first day saw Rebecca and was like, "Bow, smash," became his wife. Boom, right? I'm just being real. Sometimes you could have love at first sight, and it's all the Most High that's really doing it.
Of course.
Right? It ain't even, you know what I'm saying? Some of you like, I was weak, but it's the Most High. The Most High put that on you, and boom, now you're both together. Now you got to deal with it, right? So, but it's all about the fruit of the Spirit, though, right? So it's like when you see someone and you like a certain friend or whatever, that person's cool, then you got to test them and see how good of a friend they really are, right? Put people through the test and see if they're really gonna be down for you, right? Always, right? We need to do this more often, because a lot of people, a lot of us have trust issues. Why? Because we trusted the wrong people, because we didn't want to test them. We didn't want to put them through the test. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of relationships, they fail like that. So, again, the fruit of the Spirit. Read Matthew 7 and 16, Baba Kashaw.
Come. Matthew 7 and 16. Ye shall know them by their fruits.
The Most High, through Yahweh Shai, said you're going to know people by their fruits. Go ahead.
Do men gather grapes of thorns?
That's really it on that. So you're gonna be known through your fruits. Give me Galatians 5 and 22.
Con. Galatians 5 and 22. But the fruit of the Spirit,
your spirit, that's what's inside of you,
is love.
Your spirit's supposed to give off love. What's the love? The keeping of the commandments of God. Come on.
Joy.
Be joyful.
Peace.
You have to have peace, right? Remember, Yahweh Shai, he was a man of peace. Of course, you have to have a balance, of course. And what balances out the anger is peace. Can't always be angry. Gotta have peace in you. Go ahead.
Long suffering.
Gotta be long suffering, like God is long suffering with us. He's long suffering for us. We all could have been dead, but he's long suffering. Just like, even my rib, she be telling me, like, you slow to anger. You're supposed to be.
Right.
Go ahead.
Gentleness.
Be gentle, patient, be calm, be kind. Treat things like flowers. You don't want to hurt a flower.
Of course not.
Right? You make sure you pluck the flower up. You hold it gently. You smell it. It smells good. It's supposed to be a beautiful, peaceful, joyful thing. Right? Go ahead.
Goodness. Faith.
And have the faith in who the world calls Christ, Yahweh Shai. Keep that faith alive. Show your faith through your action. Because faith without works, that shit is dead. Like a body without a soul or spirit. It doesn't work. Right? Read in the NLT.
Come. This is Galatians 5 and 22 in the NLT. But the Holy Spirit.
The Holy Spirit. The Lashawan Kodash. Right? Go ahead.
Produces this kind of fruit.
This is what it's going to produce when you have the Holy Spirit on you. Read.
In our lives. Love. Joy. Peace. Patience.
Read.
Kindness. Goodness. Faithfulness.
See that? You need all those things. And with all those 6 things comes wisdom, knowledge, understanding. Through the what? The laws, statutes, commandments. They all go hand in hand. Fits like a puzzle. Right? Give me James 3 and 8.
Con. James 3 and 18.
18, Salakia. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace.
Right? Read that one more time.
And the fruit of righteousness.
The fruit of righteousness. What is righteousness? The laws of God. That's what makes a man and woman righteous. Go ahead.
Is sown in peace.
It's sown in peace, right? It's sown like when a woman sews clothes together, right? That way when you sew, or like when you have a gash, right? You sew it back together, and then what? As time goes on, it heals that wound, right? Go ahead.
Of them that make peace.
It's sown inside. It's sown, meaning so we have to what? Sow peace in you. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to sow this love and joy, this powerful love that the Most High God has, and give off that wisdom to others. Because we can't hold on to this. It's not a secret, right? We have to. We experienced it. We want others to experience the joy of the Most High, the love of the Most High, which is love, the laws of God, and that's how we're able to clean up our communities. That's how we're able to bring an upbringing joy back to our people. to restore our nation again. Right? Go ahead.
Come.
That's it on that. Give me Psalm 19 and 7.
Come. Psalms chapter 19, verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect.
The laws of God are perfect. No need for anything else. It's perfect the way it is. Go ahead.
Converting the soul.
That's what converts your soul. That's what repentance means, to return back and to convert your soul. Return back to the Heavenly Father. Read.
The testimony of the Lord is sure.
It's sure, right? Go ahead.
Making wise the simple.
So we make the wise people, when we talk to these so-called wise, again, like I said, I was going to expound on it. Here it is. The wise will look stupid and foolish because the young men, we're not wise in people's eyes. We're stupid. But you got stupid people confounding wise people.
Right.
Like Vocab No Swag Malone. Like Joel Osteen, who doesn't want to debate none of us. Like Creflo Dollar. Like all you wicked pastors out there. All you Christians. All you coon-ass Christians. You Catholics. All these doctrines that you guys have. When it's time to put up, just shut up. Because you can't do it. You don't want to get into a debate with the Lord's with any of the Lord's prophets, with any of the Lord's people, because we know how to rightly divide the truth. We know what it is to speak upon, remember, be the Lord's mouthpiece.
Right.
We know what the Lord revealed to us, his mysteries, his secrets, because he said, I give my secrets and mysteries to my servants, the prophets. None of you pastors understand the mysteries of the gospel. Y'all don't understand the mystery of the Bible. Y'all don't understand nothing in the Bible, except because your slave master taught you something. You under a 501c3, then you can only teach this much. You can't teach the whole Bible in its whole validity. You can't do it. And if you try to, you'll fail. That's why you need proper guidance in this truth. And again, these are elders that I'm talking about, and look what they're doing to our people. Making them brain dead. Now you got young cats in these churches. I've seen a lot of young dudes now in these churches now. No Bible verse. Just motivational speaking. That's all they're doing. Motivational speak. That's all they are. It's a damn performance. Now they're making you pay a damn ticket to walk in a goddamn church now. I gotta pay to walk in it.
Nah, that's true. I forgot about that.
I have to pay you to walk in something that's supposed to be free.
Concerts,
it's supposed to be free. This is for the Lord. Oh, you gotta pay me for my performance. It's a performance in a fucking church. Excuse my language. God damn. I can't even say that. Excuse me. Right? Salakia. Anyway, this wisdom that's put upon whomsoever, right? Of the Israelites, of course. They're gonna twist that and say, oh, whosoever. Right? No, whosoever of Israel. When we get this knowledge and we start teaching it, all you so-called wise people out there, y'all look stupid. It makes wise the simple. Now you're simple, and now we're the wise. The roles are going to get flipped. But guess what? The Most High using young men. Read on.
The statutes of the Lord are right.
The statutes of the Lord are right. Come on.
Rejoice in the heart.
It rejoices your heart. Come on.
The commandment.
Meaning your mind, right? It changes your mind. Go ahead.
The commandment of the Lord is pure. Enlightening the eyes.
That's what it's pure, and it lights the eyes. Right? Gives you that lightning. Right? Makes you feel. That's where they get the thing from Raiden and all the other. They have the whitening of the eyes.
Yeah.
We're lighten the eyes. Right? That power. This is what true power is. It comes from the Bible. Go ahead.
The fear of the Lord is clean.
It's clean. When you fear God, it makes you clean. It washes your spirit. Right? Go ahead.
Enduring forever.
And it endures forever. Come on.
The judgments of the Lord are true.
They are all true. Everything you read in them judgments, not everything happened yet. So we're still waiting on a lot of judgments to come.
Right.
Go ahead.
And righteous altogether.
Everything's righteous because the Lord is a just God. Come on.
More to be desired.
It's more to be desired, read.
Are they than gold.
More to be desired is the law, statutes, and commandments. That's what is more desirable than what?
Gold.
Than gold. Read.
Yeah, than much fine gold.
Even much fine. The finest of the finest gold you can ever look for and find and wear and take. Like, look at this bullshit. This ain't shit. Wisdom is much more better. When you have wisdom, you can control the world like that. And the Most High said, I give you the world. I will give you the world. The world is promised to you, Israel. Just obtain my wisdom. Go ahead.
Sweeter also than honey and the honeycomb.
And honeycomb, that's sweet. Tastes really good. So what more is this wisdom?
Right.
To your spirit? It feels good. And it damn sure feels real good. Next chapter, give me Psalm 119 and verse 98. There's more? Yeah, go ahead.
Moreover, by them,
meaning more importantly, by these things, right? Go ahead.
Is thy servant warned?
That's how we're warned. Because when we understand this is what's promised to us, and we know that there's judgments that are also promised. If we don't do what he says, that we will be judged, so that we're now warned. Thawada Yahweh for warning me. Right? Thawada Yahweh for your laws, statutes, and commandments, your judgments, your testimonies, your mercy, your grace. You endure forever. And all these things, if I don't follow you, if I don't hearken, I'm cursed. We're all cursed if we don't listen. We're still cursed. We're still under the curses of Deuteronomy 28. And it's time for us to wake the hell up out of sleep so that this curse can get lifted off and put upon our enemies. Go ahead, read.
And in keeping of them, there is great reward.
And in keeping the law, statutes, and commandments is a great reward.
Yep.
The kingdom of heaven, the entire earth is yours. And niggas we can't even think about that. Like Israelites, like when you tell them to get the whole world, they're like, nah, I can't do all that. Give it to me, nigga. I'll do it. Nigga, what? The world is mine? I can go where I want, when I want. No one got to tell me what the hell I can and cannot do.
Right.
And I'm perfect. I won't ever sin. Glorified body. I can't die. Shit, I could do backflips, monkey flips. Shit, I could hold on with a finger. Man, I do what I want. If I want to go to the sun, damn it, I'm going to the sun. If I really wanted to, you know what I mean? The most I said, this is all you. I gave you the world. You're going to rule it in righteousness if you keep what I say. How you don't want that? I think it's crazy. But if you keep what he says, you get a great reward. Right. Far beyond your imagination. Get the next one.
This is 119 and 98 in the book of Psalms.
Go ahead.
Though through thy commandments has made me wiser than mine enemies.
That's what makes you wise than your enemies. Your enemy thinks he's wise, but you get more wiser than him because you keep the commandments. Read.
For they are ever with me.
Always will be with me. Read.
I have more understanding than all my teachers.
We're going to have more understanding than a lot of our teachers. My teacher thought she was smart in school. Wait till if you see me now, Miss Murgatroyd, Miss, what the fuck this other bitch name was? God damn, I forgot. I don't know why the hell I remember that woman. One reason why I remember her, her name was Murgatroyd. I remember because I asked her, is a side note, I said, during the slave time, what would I be called? She said a nigger. And I was like, hey, yo.
Damn, what a last name. Murgatroyd is crazy.
Damn. I think she was Jewish. I don't know what the hell she was. Something like that. Bitch held me back though. Yeah, but it is what it's true. It is what it is. She said, you'd be a nigger if you was in. I said, but me being light skinned, they said it ain't about your skin color. And I was like, that right there, it didn't click when I was at that age, but now it's clicking. It's not my outward appearance, it's the spirit. This thing is spiritual. They know you just a nigga. You're just a Puerto Rican nigga. That's all you are.
They also used to do that back in the day when they had separated schools. You know, they had white schools and black schools. If they do like a blood test and they found out that you have any percentage of black in you, you were sent to that school, or you were just separated.
It didn't even matter. Yeah, but it's off the spirit.
It's just crazy.
Niggas already knew. Look at the Italians. They would call them wops. The ones born in Sicily, they call them wops. White niggas. They hung them. They was on the Jim Crow laws, all of that. That's a side note, though, right?
True.
That's just a side note. But I know more than you. I know more than all of you teachers.
And they follow, they go with the system.
Yeah, right.
They're not even really teaching what they want to teach. They just teaching what they have to teach.
And it's funny because even when I go back to high school and stuff, I'm saying things. When I went to high school, that was middle school. When I went to high school to go visit my teachers and stuff, I'm showing things that they never freaking knew about. They're like, what is that? I never even heard it. And I'm like, that's crazy. Never heard this. You never heard that. You didn't know this. You didn't know that. You didn't. And then they asked me, where'd you get this information from? The Bible.
I said the same thing to my my high school history teacher. Cool dude. He knew nothing about what is it called, the Dark Ages and whatnot. I told him about how so-called blacks used to, rule Europe.
I don't want the hoodie on.
And he knew nothing about that. He asked me, "Oh, where do you find that at?" Or like, they just thought it was white people, but it's not the case.
That's what they all say. Like, oh, it's just whatever, right?
True.
But go ahead, read that. Keep going.
I'm gonna go back up to I'm gonna read it again.
Mm-hmm.
I have more understanding than all my teachers. For that testimonies are my meditation.
The testimonies is what I meditate in. That's like the book of Joshua 1:8, which says meditate in the law day and night. Go ahead.
I understand more than the ancients.
I understand more than ancients, meaning these elders who failed us. We understand now. Now I get it.
Yep.
Now I get it now. Now I know what the most I didn't reveal to you, the most I revealed to me. I got it now. Now we the young ones, now we get it. Right, go ahead.
Because I keep thy precepts.
Because we did something that you didn't do. We keep the precepts, which is the laws of God. We keep them. You didn't. So God revealed something to us that he didn't reveal to you. We get it. So why don't you treat us like, oh man, wow, these people actually understand. The Most High is using these young ones. He didn't use us. He used us for a certain thing, a certain time period, a certain point. That doesn't mean he can't use you again, because the Most High will use you. He can't use you. But you have to be focused on his word and not what you feel. So the Most High, if you want the Most High to accept you, the first thing is to be accepted of him is to fear him. How? Doing what he says by keeping the laws of God.
Right.
That's all. It's not that hard. Right? Now, even though we young, even though I may have acted and talked like a child, I'm no longer a child. I put those things away, and I put on the things of a man. Let me the last verse, 1 Corinthians 13:11.
1 Corinthians 13:11. When I was a child, which they would consider me still a child according to the age, right? Go ahead. I spake as a child.
I used to speak as a child. I used to sell drugs and be stupid and go around and be a damn whore. Where I was doing a lot of shit that I wasn't supposed to be doing.
Right.
Look, ain't a secret no more. The secret's out. My mama knew. My dad knew. He knew. But they all knew I was not in the right place. I was dumb. I did a lot of stupid shit. Does that mean I don't go through shit now? Of course I go through a lot of fucking shit now. I go through mad things that I did. I'm going through more hell than I ever thought I would ever go through because I'm in the truth. Because the Lord said, I'm going to test the shit out of you. I'm going to make sure I'm going to test you to see how far you're going to go. And I'm young. Imagine that. Imagine you elders. Most have put you through that test, man. And I go through a lot of stress. Depression. I got bags under my eyes. I got to go to work from here. I got to go to work after this. I'm telling you, it ain't easy. But it's worth it. If I fucked up everything in my life, there's one thing that I know that I didn't fuck up and I know I'm doing right. Is being and remaining in his truth. Read that again.
When I was a child, I spake as a child.
When I was dumb and stupid, I did dumb and stupid things. Like a child does. Speak babble. Be confused, right? Go ahead.
I understood as a child.
I was confused as a child. Come on.
I thought as a child.
That's what I did. Go ahead.
But when I became a man.
When I became a man, what makes you a man is this wisdom of God. Go ahead.
I put away childish things.
I put all that bullshit away. I put my past behind me, and I said, no, I'm picking up your word, and I'm gonna do what you say. Go ahead.
That's it on that.
See that? That's it on that. So, right? Stop trying to come at the young ones that you claim that they don't know anything, man. Right? Don't despise the youth. Uplift them. Bring them up. That's what we need to do as young Black and Hispanic and Native American men. Teach the other men, and then we teach our women, old and the young. Doesn't matter about your age. The Most High used you. He called you. you must do what the Most High God told you to do. Right? Again, it ain't about your age. Right? Obtain the wisdom of God by keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments, and have faith in who the world calls Christ ignorantly. Real name is Yahweh Shai. With that, I give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. I say Shalom.